Okay, next tutorial. This time I did another trauma makeup where it looks like a creature is slashed across the face. Really bloody and lovely. This makeup is also part of my 30 minutes effects series where I tried to get a makeup creation done within 30 minutes or less. This particular makeup did take a little bit longer than that, my bad. But it does get tricky sometimes stopping and starting the timer because in between takes and whatnot, but hopefully this is okay for 35 minutes I believe it took. It's one of my more simple makeups but hopefully really effective. I mean, you've got to love a bit of fake blood, didn't you? So if you'd like to learn how to do this makeup, stay tuned. Okie dokie, so to start things off, I'm going to talk to you all about the prosthetic that I'm going to be using, which is this. So as you can see, it's this really nice slashed face, like trauma makeup prosthetic. It's beautiful. It's made of foam latex and has these amazingly thin edges for blending. It's perfect for this. And I got this fabulous prosthetic from mostlydead.com, which I'll flash that link on the screen there. That link will also be in the description bar below. They have some amazing prosthetics. And side note, if you pop in the code Pinkstylist20 at checkout, you actually get 20% off your order, which is pretty fantastic if I do say so myself. So there we are. So now you can see the prosthetic in a bit more detail. There's a lot of detail work going on there. That's fantastic. Don't worry too much about this area here. That's actually made to be removed because it actually goes around the eye. But look at the detail on that. Isn't it great? So to stick my foam latex prosthetic down, I'm going to be using some Prostick, which is just a really, really nice foam latex adhesive. And with that, I'm going to take a cotton bud, dip it in the adhesive and apply it underneath the eye area of the prosthetic and then let that go tacky. Then I can apply that in the corresponding area under my eye and then stick that down. The reason why I'm only doing that area here is because this goes quite a long way around the face and I want it to all line up. So if I stick this area down here, which is the most important area, I can then apply more adhesive away and stick the prosthetic away from my face just so that everything lines up and there's no puckering of the edges. So I'm just going to start with the under eye area first. So there we are, so now the main area is all stuck down, I can work on applying some more Prostick with another cotton bud underneath the area and then sticking it away and pushing it down as I go along just so that it conforms to the face better. So make sure just to work on really little areas at a time, sticking it down as you go, otherwise you'll end up with folds and it'll just make it a nightmare to blend and we don't want that. Okie dokie, so now that it's all nice and stuck down, we can take another cotton bud. I go through so many of these. And I'm going to dab that in some more Prostick and apply that to the edges of this entire prosthetic. The idea is to go super slow and make sure you go away from the edges. Don't go back and forth, otherwise you'll lift the edge up. And we just go around the piece really slowly. And the Prostick will act as obviously one, an adhesive, and two, it will really help to lock down the edges and blend them off. So I'm just going to go do that now. So then, once the edges are nice and blended, we can work on colouring it in. So I'm going to be using an alcohol activated palette, similar to Skin Illustrator. This one is a Life Colour palette by Gorton, their Essential palette. And the reason I like using alcohol colours to colour in my prosthetics is just because you can layer it up. So rather than just painting it skin tone and it looking quite flat, I can go in with some red first, then colour that in some random areas, and then go in with some various different skin tones just around that to break everything up, to make it look a little bit more, and I use this word very loosely, natural. So to activate these colours, you just need a tiny bit of 99% alcohol. So I'm going to be using quite large fluffy brushes for this, just so that I can cover quite a large area at a time. So just be super patient as you're applying it, because it's going to look a little bit weird to start off with, but then once you start adding different colours together, it will start blending out and it'll start looking a lot more natural. So I'm just going to build up the colours over the next few minutes until I can start matching it to my natural skin colour. So there we are, so I'm not going to spend too long on blending the colour out because there's going to be a lot of fake blood and a lot of bruising around this area, so it doesn't have to match exactly. So that leads me on to my next point. I'm going to be taking a Kyrolan Bruise wheel. To be honest, you could do a lot of this makeup with just this. It's an amazing product. And with that, I'm going to take the deep burgundy red that's in that wheel and I'm going to apply that in all of the open wound areas of this prosthetic. So there we are. I did add a few extra little lines at the edge of the prosthetic as well, just to make it blend off away from my face, because it looked like it abruptly stopped and I want to have some continuity back there. So then I can work on the bruising, because if you're going to have this kind of damage, you need some kind of bruising on the rest of the face, don't you? So, taking my Kyrolan Bruise tool again, I'm going to take the dark blue here, almost black, and apply that to the undersides of both my eyes and then blend that out. The same onto my eyelids as well. Obviously this side is going to be a lot darker. I'm also going to take a hint of red as well and apply that just in the area where your tear ducts are, and then blend that colour away, leaving kind of a harsh edge underneath because we want to kind of accentuate the puffiness that's underneath. So then I can take my favourite fake blood. This is Superstar's Stage Blood. It's just a really nice blood that is good for running if you want it to trickle down the face. And I'm just going to apply that in all the areas where I applied the red, making sure that the bigger areas like here and maybe here have a higher concentration of the blood so that it can trickle down naturally. Then, taking a regular paintbrush that I've already cut the bristles off at the top to make it extra firm, I've dipped that in some fake blood. Now I'm going to dip it in some water and then I'm just going to flick that going across the face in the direction that the slash marks are going, so it's going to go all across this side of the face. Okie dokie, so once you're done it should look something like this, nice and blood splattered going across the face. So then, the last thing to do really is to pop in a contact lens, which you don't absolutely have to, but to be honest, I think there would be some kind of damage at least in this eye, so I'm gonna pop in a lens just to kind of reflect that. Otherwise, I think just a regular eye might be too distracting. So, I'm gonna pop in a lens and we'll see what we've got. And there we go. That's my look, officially complete. So I finished the look off by popping in one Sclera contact lens that I got from scleraxl.com. That link will be in the description bar below. It's this really nice bloodshot and bleeding out lens. I think it helps add to the overall effect. Obviously, as I said though, you don't have to use the lens. I just think it helps really complete everything. And please ignore my hair. I didn't know what to do, so I just whacked it up. I hope that's okay too. And now, the moment of truth. This makeup took, bam, just over half an hour. That's a shame. So it's kind of 30-minute effects. So yeah, 35 minutes from start to finish. So I hope that's okay that I'm including it in my 30 minutes effects series. To be honest, it would have been a little bit quicker if I hadn't been stopping to record and whatnot. And to be honest, you could take a lot longer on this. I just wanted to see if I could get it done in that time. So I hope this is okay. So yeah, that's my makeup tutorial for a mauled slashed trauma makeup. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Obviously, if you were going to do it yourself, you could have some slashed clothes and a few more blood splatters across the body. But just for the purpose of this video, I hope this is okay. And yeah, so thanks everyone so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, you know what to do. Rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye fluffies!